Hey, it's your fourth year instructor. Today we're gonna make a swell elbow. 8x6 to 8x6 with two 6-inch strokes. So let's draw this on the paper. Six-inch stroke, 8x6. Remember, the first number always represents your cheek side. So looking at it from the cheek side, we got an 8-inch opening with a 6-inch stroke. So that 8 plus 6 is 14. Now we got to add the lock. In this case, it's going to be a 1/2 inch lock, right? Meaning 2 1/4 inch locks. We only got to add a 1/4 inch because one part of that lock is already inside of the throat. So that it'd be 14 1/4 by 14 1/4 because it's the same size opening both sides, right? Next thing we figure out is the throat. It's 6x6. 6 plus 6 is 12. Plus the allowance for the small Pittsburgh in this case, which is 1 inch both sides. So that 6 will turn to 8. So this will be 12 by 8. Now we gotta figure out what size is the wrap. Okay, you got 8, then 6. That's 14. Then 8, then 6, 14 the other way. So that'd be 28 by 8 for our wrap. So we're gonna say 14 plus 14 equals 28. Plus 6 plus 2 is 8. So now that we got our blank sizes figured out, let's rock and roll. All right, I took the time to cut the metal ahead of time to save us time. All right, we're gonna start off by doing a 1-inch line. I like to do a 1 1/2 inch. All right. And then we're gonna put our 1/4 inch. Should be a 1/4 inch here. So, all right, from that 1/4 inch side, we are gonna come off, make some room. Always give yourself enough room. And sheet metal is never enough room to lay out. So, what I got here is 1 1 inch, 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch. So off of this 1/4 inch line, I'm gonna measure 8 inches. Off of that 1/4 inch line, I'm gonna measure 8 1/4 to give myself my lock. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Measure off 8, then 8 1/4. Boom. All right, it's just that simple. Let me get my combination square, line it up with my marks. All right. In this case, I'm gonna cut them out as I do them so it can make sense to you. Just to bring it to life. All right. There you have it. You have one cheek. So let me cut this out. First, I'm gonna cut the throat out real quick. When you're making an elbow, square elbow, that's the most cutting you'll do, other than on the shear. So now we're gonna cut out for the connections and the locks. A little V, a 1/2 a V notch. Now, if you're doing residential and stuff like that, it is definitely good to know how to make these basic fits. And what I'm gonna try to do for you guys is lay out and make all the basic fittings. So if you ever in a bind, you can't get to a supply house and get what you need, but you got some flat metal and a way to bend it, you can get yourself out of that bind. Remember, us sheet metal mechanics, HVACR, we problem solvers. Boom. There it is. Now, of course, your other cheek going to be identical. And try to remember to keep your marks on the inside of the metal. Because what happens is when you start scribing lines, you peel the galvanized coating off. Now, when it get wet, it lead to rust or corrosion. So this would be the inside of your cheek. And again, you would bend these up 90 degrees, and then it'd be ready to go to the throat and the heel to be knocked together, then eventually installed. Now we're gonna work on the throat. Same process. We'll scribe 1 inch for our locks, both sides. Because remember, we already cut the metal to size. Alright? Inch for our connection. Inch for our connection. I like to put a 1/2 inch on there as well for my slip and drive connection. If that's the case, you have to bend it by hand, eyeball it, of course. But why eyeball it? Use your scribe. So I'm gonna set my combination square at 6 inches. All right, because the throat 6 by 6. I'm gonna leave them, put a mark, boom, in the middle of that. And the piece of metal 8 inches, so I'm gonna set my combination square at 9 inches, square it up at my line, boom, laid out. That's it. Let's notch it out. Bring it to life. Quick V notch, small V, not too drastic. All right. Quick V notch, okay? Not too drastic. All right. So now we're gonna notch for our connection. Again, V notch here, not too drastic. And I like to do this. Old school sheet metal guys taught me that, so you know, I've had the honor to work with some good guys, so a lot of things stuck with me. All right, boom. Okay. There you have it. You have your throat. Again, that'll get bent 90 degrees. Hold on. Boom, boom, boom. Run your lock. Maybe we'll fabricate it. Maybe we won't. So now let's do our heel. Again, all the metal is cut to size. This is 28 by 8. So run my 1 inch lock. Run my other 1 inch lock. Now, when you get real familiar with this stuff, you can do it whatever order you want to do it in. Connection. Connection. Alright, so now we need to come up 14 inches off this edge of the metal. You might need a longer ruler. They do have combination squares that are 16 inches long. That one I'm using is 12. Got my center mark. Boom. Voila. Let's start notching. Again, not too much on the V notch. Not too much on the V notch. Cut it too deep, you have air blowing all through it. You have to fill it up with duct seal. So not too much on the V notch. All right, so that's our heel. So we got one heel, one throat, and a cheek. Now this cheek is identical, so I'm only going to do one. There's no need to do both of them in this demonstration. But again, keep in mind, always try to factor in the locks. And what I was trying to explain earlier about this lock being inside of the metal already, so you don't have to factor in both locks when you laying out a square cheek. You got 1/4 inch, 8 inch, 6 inches long. That's 14 1/4. Same thing. 1/4, 8 inch, 6 inch long. So that's how you got your 14 1/4. You got your 6 inch opening. This your buy side. 6. Did I say 8 there? I might have misspoke. So excuse me. If I misspoke, 1/4, 8, 6 inches long. All right. Inch, 6 inch, inch, and that's where you get your 8 inch. This inch is the allowance for the small Pittsburgh. Only time this will change when it comes to your connections, if it's a large or small Pittsburgh, whatever you're using to put it together. Again, inch, 6 inch, inch, 14, 14, 28. So it's not really hard math to figure out your sizes. Just take your time, measure once, measure twice, cut once, man. And always remember to wear your proper PPE and be safe. And this is the 4th year instructor bringing you something new, and I'm gonna keep the videos coming and try to get my guys and all the guys who need certain fittings, want to know how to make certain fittings. If I can make it, I will make it for you. Any questions when it comes to HVACR that I can answer, I'll try. And we're gonna work our way through all the basic fittings so you guys can know how to make them. And I'm gonna do my best to make the videos better, more understanding. Just bear with me, because when you laying out on metal and try to put a camera at it and try to have the light under it, it's shining back in your face. So I'm doing the best I can. Stay tuned, man. To be continued.